If you guys want to be in with a chance of winning a £25 Xbox or PlayStation gift card in my February giveaway, all you need to do is leave a like on the video, leave a comment down below, and subscribe to my channel if you're new around here. Best of luck and enjoy the video. Hey guys, it's Way here, welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make coins with the new FIFA 19 Headliners cards. These have a dynamic rating system similar to Ones to Watch cards, and that means that if the player performs well in real life, which you would expect given that this squad is entirely made up of players who've performed very well this season, that's the whole point of the Headliners team, they will receive a boost on Ultimate Team which will affect this card. It won't be boosted to equal the stats like with the Ones to Watch card, it will in fact surpass the new inform or special card by 1 rating, and the stats will also receive a little bit of a bigger boost. So they're very exclusive cards. We've never had anything like this in the past on any other FIFA, and I doubt we will for the rest of FIFA 19, and given there's only a select few of these cards, they're very, very rare, and they'll be in huge demand in the future, especially in certain cases for very, very popular players on this game. And given that, that means there's a huge potential to make a lot of coins with these cards. And that's what this video is all about, showing you guys how you can trade with and how you can make coins with these new Headliners cards. So if you guys have enjoyed the video, if you do, don't forget to leave a like on it, subscribe if you're new on here, and without further ado, let's go on into it. So I'm going to go through the full Headliner squad and let you guys know what I think of each player as an investment, and I'm also going to be covering the trading aspect of these cards, because just like with Ones to Watch cards, their prices will fluctuate on a weekly basis dependent on how well they play. If the player performs badly, there's obviously no chance of them getting a special card, so they'll drop in price. However, if they play well and put in a performance potentially worthy of a special item on Ultimate Team, you'll see them rise in price as people will buy into that, thinking that they could get an upgraded card maybe for a little bit of a better price. That's something we've seen all the time with Ones to Watch cards over the past few FIFAs. It's going to be the same with these cards as well, potentially even with more fluctuation given how exclusive these cards are and given how good pretty much all of them are as well. Now I think some cards will fluctuate more than others, and they're going to be those really, really meta popular players, which I'll be talking about as we go through the full squad. In some cases there, we're talking about potentially the best player on the game in their position, and that will of course mean there's so much hype around them. So even if they score like 1 goal in a game, you could see them go up by like 1 or 200k in some cases. Another thing to bear in mind here is that defenders are going to be less hyped in terms of prices. You'll see less fluctuation, and they're probably less good investments on the whole than forwards, and that's just because defenders get less special cards on Ultimate Team, and it's harder to predict that a defender's going to get a special item. Like a defender can play really well and not score and nothing's going to happen, whereas for forwards it's obviously more so based on scoring. So for example, someone like Hernandez, he may not score another goal all season, whereas if you look at someone like Rashford for example, he will score a lot more. That's pretty much guaranteed, so you'll see more fluctuation and more hype with those types of cards. But let's get on into it. We're going to start off down with the lower rated cards. Hernandez is first up. I know I said that defenders are unlikely to score that often. However, he is a good investment in my opinion, given the fact that he's so good and so popular in this game. A lot of people use his inform partnered up with Raphael Varane. Now he's becoming less popular because that card is now being surpassed by a lot of other special items, but this one here is 86 rated, so it's a boost on that one. So he's now being more popular, and if he gets any other special cards, I think this card will probably become one of the most used defenders by far in this game, because people use him next to Varane and make a very solid defense out of that. One good thing to bear in mind with this card is the fact that he plays both left back and centre back for Atletico in France, but given the fact that this card's a centre back, even if he performs well as a left back and gets an inform there, this card will remain as a centre back, so he'll get that boost and stay in the central position, which would mean this card will become super, super rare. It will be the only centre back version of him with that rating, and that would make him go up in price way more. We saw this for example with João Cancelo. He's got a Ones to Watch card, and he recently received an 87 rated right mid inform. The right mid inform wasn't that hyped because no one really used a right mid there. No one really wanted a right mid Cancelo because he doesn't have the stats to suit that position. But the right back Ones to Watch card went up massively because he had the same stats, but he was in that right back position. I've then got Sarabia. I don't like him as an investment. Yes, he's been good in real life this season, but he just doesn't have a good card on Ultimate Team, so not one I go now. Zapata, yes, he's got a really nice card. He's been brilliant this season, but he's just not the player that many people really use on Ultimate Team. No one uses Zapata because of a couple of reasons. Firstly, he's got a really tricky club and nation combo. You kind of have to use like other Atlanta players or Colombian players in the Serie A unless you're using a full Serie A team, so that already eliminates a lot of options. And also, I don't think he's got 4-star skills. I think he only has 3-star, and he lacks the passing, agility and balance as well to be a really popular card on this game. Then got Dembele. I really like him as an investment. He's arguably the best left-sided midfielder for France. You've also got Martial as well. But Dembele is very, very popular. He's got that 5-star weak foot, which makes him really good. You can link him into Lionel Messi as well. And he's also up there in terms of left wingers in La Liga. There really aren't many options. You've got Coutinho, who's too slow and no one uses. You've got Vinicius Jr., who's got a Future Stars card, which, to be honest, having used it extensively as I have him as an untradeable, he really isn't that good. He's worth like 1.5 million coins, but I've used him, I've used Neymar, I've used a lot of cheaper players, and like, I personally prefer Neymar to Vinicius Jr. He really isn't worth that many coins. I think if Dembele gets another inform or any other special card, he's probably going to become more popular than Vinicius Jr. on Ultimate Team in game. And given that he's played really well this season, I think that makes him a nice investment. You can obviously link him so many great players. There are so many good French and La Liga players on the game, and he also plays on both flanks. So if he plays well on the right hand side, he's gonna maybe get like a right wing inform, but this card would stay as a left winger, which I think is going to make it more hyped, because on the right hand side you've already got Mbappe for France, you've got Bale for La Liga as well. So that would make him go up less in price on that side. If he was a right side midfielder, people would rather use him on the left, and this card will always be on the left. So I like him a lot as an investment. We've then got Lozano, who I'd personally stay away from, just because no one really uses him apart from as a super sub because of his League and Nation combo. So as much as he's been really good and stuff this season, I wouldn't invest in him just because he isn't that popular on this game. We've then got Marcus Rashford, who's been brilliant this season, especially as of late under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, scoring the winner today against Leicester, and he's probably going to score a lot more goals this season. He's almost certainly going to receive a winter upgrade, as will the majority of players in this squad, given it is entirely made up of players who performed very, very well this season. Now, if you look at that card there, he is arguably the best striker in the Premier League on Ultimate Team. We've got Aubameyang, who has an inform. We've got Aguero, who will most likely, I almost guarantee, will receive an inform, having scored a hat-trick against Arsenal today. There are a few good options in that position. You've got Son as well, who's in the squad, but I think Rashford's definitely up there, and I think he'll probably receive more special cards this year. It's a really expensive card, however, I think you can make a lot of coins on him. He's going to be very hyped, and his price will fluctuate a lot. So if you cash in on him, get him at a low point, you can definitely make coins there. We've then got Skriniar. Now, he is good this year. He's a good player. He's been good for Inter Milan as well. However, the thing with him is, like with all the defenders, it's very hard to say whether or not he's going to get informs. He can perform brilliantly all season and not get a single inform or special card because he might not score at all. So that's definitely a possibility. So they're quite tricky cards to invest in. You can't really guarantee anything. Whereas there are a lot of safer options in terms of forwards that are going to guarantee you more coins. So I'd personally stay away from Skriniar. I'd stay away from Suso as well, just because he's not the type of card anyone really uses on Ultimate Team. I never really see anyone using Suso. He just doesn't have that good of a card on the game. Same with Ziyech. He's got a really bad League and Nation combo. No one uses Ziyech at all, so not one I'd invest in, even though he's been really good this season. Marquinhos is a decent investment, but he is a centre-back, just like with Skriniar, just like with a lot of these other players. It's hard to say whether or not he'll get any special cards. So he's not one of the best ones. He's an okay investment. He's got a really nice card, but he's not amazing, if that makes sense. I've then got Nicolas Pepe from, I believe, Lille. He's a card that not many people use on this game. I don't think he's got good skill moves. I think he only has 3-star. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. But you've got Mbappe in that position in Ligue 1. So there's no need to really use Pepe, given that Mbappe is one of the best players on the game in his role. So Pepe, as much as he's been really good this season, as much as he could easily receive more special cards, he just isn't that popular in this game. Very hard to link in teams. He plays for the Ivory Coast and Lille. You kind of have to use a player that either plays for the Ivory Coast and in Ligue 1, or you have to use a full Ligue 1 team, which no one really uses because there's not that many good options apart from in certain positions. So yeah, I personally would stay away from Pepe. Lala is one of the best investments there, because of one main reason. He is the best right back on the game, arguably the best right back. You've got a few other options. You've got maybe like flashback Dani Alves. You've got a few people that players are using, but Lala is considered by many to be the best player in his position, because we didn't have a team of the year right back. You can link him into Mbappe, you can link him into a lot of great players like Varane as well, and this card is always going to remain one ahead of the rest when it comes to his other special cards. He's always going to be the best version of Lala available. Right now, he's the best version. If he gets another inform, he's still going to be the best version, and that makes him an amazing investment, because if you're looking for a right back, you don't need to look any further than this guy. He's the best option there. So even right now, he's a very in-demand card, and he will remain that way even if he doesn't get any more informs throughout this year. But he's a player who gets forward a lot, he gets a lot of goals and assists, and I could see him getting more informs. He's already got 3 this year, and I think he could get another 1 or 2. And if he got another inform, the stats would be crazy. He'd have over 90 pace. He'd just have an insane card. Like, honestly, it would be crazy. And I could see him go up so much. He could go up to, like, I don't know, 1 million coins or something. It would be mad. So he's definitely one to keep an eye out for, but just try and get him maybe when his team, which I believe is Strasbourg, play badly. Let's say they concede like 3 or 4 goals and he doesn't do anything, or he doesn't play, or he gets sent off or something. If there's something bad like that happens, or even if he gets injured for a couple of weeks, that's when I try and pick him up, because that's when he's going to be a little bit less hyped and drop down. The thing with these types of cards, the really hyped ones, is there's going to be so much hype around them. Obviously, their prices are going to be really high. Moving on to another very hyped card, we've got Heung-min Son. What I really like about this one here is the fact that he often plays on the left for Tottenham, but even if he does play on the left and play well and get a special card, this card will remain as a striker, and that's going to be a much more hyped position where he's going to rise up more in price. So really nice investment there. He plays very well, very consistently for Tottenham. So I expect he'll probably get more special cards in the future, so I personally like him as an investment. Then got Jan Sommer, stay away from him, he's a goalkeeper, no one uses him. But then got Marco Reus. He's been insane this season. Like, if you've watched the Bundesliga at all, you'll see he has been very good. The issue with him is, though, I think people that use Reus tend to use his Player of the Month cards, and he's got 3 of them, and I think the highest rated one's like 91 or something. So this one here is like similar to his first Player of the Month card, I believe, and a lot of people have that. If they don't have him and they've used other, they use other versions of Reus. Like if someone uses Reus, I think they typically use the Player of the Month, and this one is worse than the Player of the Month. And because he's got 3 Player of the Month cards, it will take another like 2 or 3 informs to get above that Player of the Month card. So yeah, he's going to fluctuate a lot in price, and he could be a good one to trade with, but as an investment, I prefer him less so compared to a lot of these other players, despite him being amazing this year and very popular on FIFA as well. And you got Timo Werner. Now he's a player who has been really good. He's scored a lot of goals this season, but he's not a player that many people seem to use in Ultimate Team for whatever reason that may be. I'm not 100% sure. Don't see many people using Werner, but maybe that could change with this card here, given that he does have a big boost to a lot of key stats. But I think, again, like with him and a few of these other players, he doesn't have the skill moves. I believe he only has 3-star, which is a big downside, and people don't really go near players like that. So I don't think he's one of the best ones here, although as a striker he will score a lot of goals, and that means you're going to see a lot of fluctuation, so he's definitely still a good player to trade with. Then got Leroy Sare, who has been on brilliant form for Man City this season, although he actually didn't play against Arsenal today, and that may have affected his price. It will have probably dropped down, although given these cards are currently in packs, we're going to see less of that fluctuation on a game-by-game basis. I think he's definitely going to receive more special cards in the future, though. Playing for a side like Man City, who are, well, they are statistically the best attacking side in world football, having scored 115 goals, I believe, in all competitions, which is like 35 ahead of every other Premier League team. It's like 20 ahead of every other team in Europe. It's insane. He's going to score loads of goals. That's guaranteed. So you're going to see a lot of hype with this card, a lot of fluctuation. So definitely a good one to look out for, in my opinion. He's also got the potential to become the best left-sided midfielder in the Premier League on FIFA. You've got Hazard and you've got him. There's that competition there. Sane's definitely got the pace on him. I think Hazard's a little bit better in terms of the technical aspects like shooting and passing. But with another inform, this card would have like 87, 88 shooting. It would be insane, and would probably be the best player in that position. So he's definitely a good one to look out for. Alex Sandro's another good one. He gets a lot of special cards. He's already got 2 informs, I believe, this year. He is a defender, so bear that in mind. It's harder to predict whether or not he will get informs, but playing for a very dominant and attacking side like Juventus, you would expect it. And he's a player that a lot of pros use. For many, he's the best left back on the game. Team of the Year Marcelo has high low work rates. He's short. He just gets forward all the time. I personally don't like Marcelo because he literally just plays on the wing all the time, so I just have a massive gap and it gets exploited. So regardless of how good he is, he's not in the right position because of a basic thing like the work rates. So a lot of people seem to like Alex Sandro or Jordi Alba. and this Alexandra card is the best one you can go with, so definitely a nice investment there. And then we finish with Paul Pogba, who is the best centre mid you can go with in the Premier League, really. He's got 5-star skills, he's 6'3", he's got an amazing card, and he's been on amazing form recently as well. I expect he'll get plenty more special cards in the future, so you're going to see huge amounts of fluctuation with him. The thing with him though, as an investment, he's super expensive, so you've got to take into account the fact that EA tax could impact you there. You're going to be losing out a lot when you sell cards like him. So maybe look down at the lower end, people like Dembele. I think Dembele is one of the best investments here. If I was looking to invest in the card, it would be Dembele, I'd say. You've got others though. Hernandez, I think, is a really nice one. Lala's brilliant. Son is very nice too. Sane, Alexandro, and Pogba, I think, are some of the best ones there. I think Rashford's also up there, although he is very expensive, as are many of these cards though, as are a lot of them. I think the ones to stay away from, Sarabia, because no one uses him. Same with Sommer. Same with Pepe, because you've got obviously Mbappe in that position, although Pepe is still one you can trade with because he plays well and scores a lot of goals. You'll see that price fluctuation. Ziyech as well, because no one uses him. Suso, not many people seem to use. Lozano, not many people seem to use either. Zapata as well. And then you've got Marquinhos and Skriniar, who are defenders. They're centre-backs, so they just don't really like... They're unlikely to fluctuate that much in price because you just have to wait for them to score, which is fairly uncommon for defenders. So they're not that good. I think you've got some good shouts like Werner and Royce as well, who will fluctuate a lot depending on when they score and anything like that. Like if they score a goal or two, you're going to see their prices go up a lot. So they're good ones to trade with and flip. But I think looking at investments, if you want to get a card at a good price, that you could see rising up a lot in price in the future, and that you can pretty much kind of nail on and guarantee to maybe get more special cards, and that isn't too expensive, I'd be looking at Dembele and Lala, I think, as the main ones. And then I think Son's definitely up there too, and Alexandra, a few of those ones I mentioned. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to leave a like on it. If you want to see more videos talking about trading with these cards and that flipping kind of weekly basis schedule that I was talking about, then let me know down below in the comments. If you guys did enjoy, then leave a like. I think I already said that, and I'll catch you guys later. Take care.